We live.
Whoa! This is terrifying. This is so
terrifying.
weird.
I'm terrified.
Hey! Welcome to Behind the Scenes, everybody.
Yeah.
This is a live recording of the Codex podcast. So,
Enjoy.
thanks for joining us. I just got a notification saying the Codex podcast is live. Those guys are super cool, you guys.
Oh, I love
We
those
should totally
guys.
watch that.
I am going to do it right now.
Oh.
Also, I'm going to pretend like that thing is not there this entire time because I am literally terrified. I am sweating bullets.
That's the way to go. That's probably the way to go.
Yeah, let's do this.
All
You
right,
guys ready?
You guys ready?
We're all ready.
Let's do it. Let's get it.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Codex Prime podcast. I'm your host, Maurice Cirillo. We are on to officially episode number 50. Eris, how do you feel?
I feel awesome, man. I mean, it feels real nice to be here. I feel so excited for the possibilities and everything that this episode means for the future of the Codex Prime podcast. I mean, I feel super professional right now. It's crazy. You see all this new stuff we got in
This
here,
is
man?
amazing.
This is like, I can't believe the garbage we recorded with before. I mean, really, this looks so good. I really wish everyone, all the listeners, could see how cool this looks.
We're going to definitely redo. We're going to have to bring in every guest back and say, we are legitimate now. Right, Victor?
Yep.
Right. Come in.
Jonah says, hey, Codex Prime.
Apologize. That's what we have to do. We just bring them back all
Yep.
from guest number 1,
Yep.
which I believe is Carl Bird. So hey, Carl, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that we were such garbage before.
Nah, it's all good. It's all good. It's definitely all good.
That's actually really convenient. Number one guest. Vic, when we started our humble beginnings in your home, did you think we would get to episode 50?
I had every faith that we would get to episode 50, actually.
Oh, good.
Perhaps a lot sooner than we did.
Listen,
We got it.
things happen. People get tired.
Mhm.
Things pop up.
Yep.
I didn't think we'd get to 50. I did not think so.
Hell no.
So I'll be like, I'm bored.
I figured I'd hate all you guys. I mean, I do, but I guess I'm making it work because I'm a
Yeah.
professional.
Yeah.
Look at this sweet board I have.
This is amazing. I don't even know what to do with myself. So, quick fun fact: when we decided to go live, we had a recent guest on the show, and afterwards, Eris and I were talking and just said that was embarrassing. I'm embarrassed. We gotta upgrade. We gotta upgrade big time. So we started the show in Victor's home. We moved it into my place during the summer months last year because it gets really hot.
Yep.
And it stayed pretty cool. But then we realized that we're literally recording in a cavern, so we moved it into my office, and our mic stand was A Dance with Dragons by George R.R. Martin and Star Wars Aftermath. And we had a few sound professionals, because none of us are band people, we don't really know the microphones, the music, sound quality. So we had a few people listening, like, this is what you guys need to do. And then we found someone at work who is a legitimate mic person or sound musician, and what do we need? And we fumbled around, and here we are.
I mean, Jerome was kind of the start of that.
That is true.
conversation.
Yes.
Shout
Shout
out to
him out.
Jerome.
Yep.
He was the one who was, he was the catalyst
Yeah.
for our whole. This is what you need.
Well, the best
conversation. I was, like, realistically, having Mr. Gianfrancisco on the show.
Yep.
Was the start for me. I'm like, I saw this and I'm like, man, this looks like garbage, you guys.
We literally look like Trubbish. Pokemon is a pile of
Like,
garbage.
really, we recorded with a single microphone.
Yep.
How foolish we were then.
Well, this is the fun thing to do is that, this is a little thing to get together with your friends, kind of record, have a little fun, but you still have to maintain some sort of professionalism, right, Vic?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Because I heard some of your stuff before we met, before episode 1, and I was like, that sounds pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Let's bring that guy on. He seems like a fine fellow who's professional, unlike myself. So he'll level me out.
Unlike myself, too.
I
That's
mean,
right,
I done told you Vic would keep us on the straight and narrow.
He
You know
has.
what I mean?
Yep, these copious notes for our live viewers.
Yes,
We have
sir.
lots of that, which is fantastic.
Super copious.
Oh, they're amazing.
These things are highlighted. They're legitimately highlighted. Like, what?
Highlighted, underlined. This is what we deal with,
Boldly.
Wow.
Now I just realized the Facebook Live is a few seconds behind. So
Whatever.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna look over there anymore. 'Cause that's so weird. Yeah,
I
it's
could.
good.
I'm not. Yeah. See. Okay. There I am.
But yeah, it's been a pleasure recording. We're not gonna go. This isn't gonna be all about us. Whatever. It's cool. I'm glad we're here.
Yeah.
Well, hold on. I
really-
do got a little bone to pick. I never got to say my favorite Codex Prime moment in episode. Y'all did last week and during the Overwatch episode, but I didn't get mine in.
What is your favorite moment, Albert?
Thank you. My favorite episode, Codex Prime and Chill, hands down.
It's a good one.
It is.
And then my favorite moment, any Victor Freakout.
Yeah, Carl.
Uh-huh.
Any Victor Freakout. And I work with people with disabilities, and my client he listens to the show whenever I have him in the car. And his favorite moment, I told him I'll make sure I bring it up, is when we discovered that Victor had a exquisite taste for butthole art. He doesn't even call you Victor, he calls you butthole art.
Oh, come on, man.
That's a perfect nickname. That's just fantastic. That's great.
So
I love it.
What movie was that again, Vic?
It was the overnight.
There's no need to promote it, man.
I have to see it
Okay.
now. I feel bad not having seen it.
You should see it. You and your lady should see it. It's on Netflix.
Okay. I will see it with Jessica, I promise. I will see
Okay.
it with her.
You too, Aris.
And it's funny that the Netflix and Chill, she's been going through our back catalog, and she recently stumbled upon the Netflix and Chill episode. She was a very large fan of it. I listened back myself, and that's the sound quality was god awful. Oh my god, God bless her for listening through that.
We should have done this like a year
Yeah,
ago.
I can't believe what this is, but baby steps.
Right.
Literally baby steps.
Yes.
And high five to Jess for liking that episode.
So just been going through her back catalog,
Yep,
listening to all the episodes.
pretty close.
Did she give us a 5-star review on iTunes?
She sure did.
Whoa!
Yep,
Well, damn.
like the rest of us that are listening and watching.
You guys should do the same. Just saying, go on iTunes, leave the Codex Brown Podcast a 5-star review. Help other people find us. What up?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying, everybody on Facebook Live?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good.
And the nice thing with Facebook Live, we do have Carl Berger.
Oh, I just wanted, I'm sorry. Hey, Maurice,
Yes.
I just want to go ahead and shout out my wife. Hi, baby. She's listening. Or actually, she's listening, watching us, all that good stuff.
And your daughter.
Love
too.
you.
And your
Oh,
your
my daughter
says-
too. Hi, Aria.
She says, "Hey, Dadu."
So if you have any comments, Carl Berger, our social media
I have the
manager,
best family
is keeping an eye on the chat feed.
Literally the best family ever.
We have the best social media manager ever.
That's debatable.
Vilna says to support your local library. Vic is back.
That's right. That's right. Thank you, Vilna. Thank you.
I do like that. Yeah, so if you want to have any comments during the show, please feel free to comment. Carl Berg will pick up on it, and we'll get to him a little bit later.
Carl, are you interacting with our fans?
I am.
Yeah, talk about the butthole art. So, Eris, we've had a few weeks off now. I know we've been setting up big time for this office. We have some nice little posters
You
around.
mean our studio?
Yes, studio.
Thanks.
I like that. We're so official.
Oh, yeah.
In the intervening weeks, what have you been up to? Anything interesting?
I mean, the Labor Day weekend just passed, and I did a lot of good stuff. But that's not what the Codex Prime podcast is all about. I've
Right.
spoken about my family time before and how awesome my family is and how I love them and how the best time ever.
Yep.
All that good stuff.
Speaking of your family, Ariana says, "Yo, bro."
Oh wow! Hey. Yo, is my family like the only ones that's
As of right now,
It's possible.
That's interesting. Carl, did you just call Carl the best social media manager ever? Because it seems to me like he may not have done a very good job promoting this episode.
Did you see that commercial? It was delicious.
It was pretty nice, Carl. You did a nice job with that. That was great. If only you had put it out like a week ago.
Well, we were also an hour late. What I was saying before the episode posted is the NFL. Yeah,
We're way better than Roger Goodell.
way better.
Straight up.
Don't even get me
I mean,
started.
we were before.
Yeah.
Even when we sounded like garbage.
So
Should cancel the whole season.
No.
that will not happen, sir.
No.
Listen, we have dealt all summer with people arguing over freaking politics and religion and all that other bullshit. Now here's the good reason for people to argue and hate on each other for. Football.
Oh yeah, Carl. Love it.
God bless America.
So anyway, back to me. I only have one thing that I want to talk about for all my nerds out there. Everybody knows that I've been a lifelong Final Fantasy fan, and I've been kind of down on the franchise lately. But I've mentioned that the newest game that's going to be coming out in November now because it got delayed, as we all know.
Of course.
Final Fantasy 15. I'm excited. It's just released on all of your regular cable and online streaming services. Kingsglaive Final Fantasy 15, the film.
Yep.
And I must say, I loved it.
Yeah.
I didn't even expect this. I loved it so much. If you are a longtime Final Fantasy fan, you owe it to yourself to watch this movie. It is all the cool stuff. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's got its problems. As if you are just a film aficionado and not necessarily a Final Fantasy fan, the good thing about everyone here is that we're both. But if you're just a film aficionado and you don't know, Final Fantasy and all that good stuff, you might look at it and say, that movie was alright. But if you're a Final Fantasy fan like me, you were like, oh shit, this is awesome, you guys. You should watch this. That's what I told you guys.
Yeah.
Did you watch it?
Nope.
I knew it.
I haven't been home all weekend. I plan on it.
I
still have until the end of November to watch that.
My wife loved it too. She
That's
really
good.
enjoyed the movie. There was one point, so let me just go over a little bit of the movie. Besides just saying that it's super awesome, let me actually talk about it. So the movie actually takes place before the Final Fantasy 15 main game proper. So the story is basically the evil empire, whose name I literally can't remember right now, is invading the country of Lucis, who is ruled by King Regis, who's the father of the main character of the Final Fantasy 15 video game, Noctis. And basically this is everything that happened. We kind of saw some of this in the trailers for the game previously, where his country goes down and the Empire is sort of chasing him throughout the video game. And that's what we get to play in the game, basically the aftermath of this whole situation. So basically Lucis has been behind a barrier for years and years while the Empire is basically taking over all of its territories, and it's come to a head where basically the only safe place in the entire continent is Lucis, the city, the main royal city. So basically it tells the story of Nyx is the main character. He is the titular Kingsglaive, which is basically a military force of magic users, and they're all basically immigrants from the bordering territories of Lucis who were given asylum in the city in exchange for their military service, and also because they can control the king's magic. The king is the only wielder of true magic in the entire kingdom, and he basically bestows that gift on others. And the Kingsglaive are basically the people who can control it. So the interesting thing about this movie is that those guys from the territories outside of Lucis are all treated unfairly because they're immigrants, which is a pretty interesting dynamic that you don't get to see in a lot of video games and whatnot. So it kind of deals with some heavy subjects, but it doesn't go too deep into it. So I would have preferred that it did, but it unfortunately did not. But all of that stuff, good story. There's a couple of plot holes that I'm sure someone like Victor will notice and jump all over.
I want Victor to watch it because I'm curious what he thinks of it as.
Me too.
Not a huge Final Fantasy guy, but
Victor is a big Final Fantasy guy.
Yeah. That's what we talked about a few weeks ago.
Victor beat Final 12.
Yep.
Wow. I've never met a single Final 12 beater. Victory. I didn't even talk about it previously, but we talked about it briefly a few weeks ago in the Overwatch episode, but Vic was a viewer on that one. Okay, I got you. Nice. Okay, cool. But I am curious as just a film aficionado what you thought of that for sure.
But yeah, the other thing besides all the story stuff, that's all well and good. The animation, it's all computer generated graphics, and it looks legit. Like just the graphics themselves look awesome. Like some of that stuff you would swear is real. It's got a very realistic aesthetic to it. Like Final Fantasy 15, same art style and everything. And the action scenes, holy shit, bro. They outdid themselves. Like, did you see Final Fantasy 7 Advent Children?
Yes.
Did you, Victor?
No.
Jesus Christ. Maybe Victor isn't a big fan of fantasy games. Did you enjoy the action in Advent Children?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was like it was an infancy of like them doing their.
This was like 10 times better.
Yeah. Okay.
Like they, in the game how the main character does that thing where he throws a sword and then he can teleport to it.
Yes.
The main dude in this movie has that power, and they use it in all of the fight scenes with regularity. Like this dude is like fucking fighting, and he's throwing a knife around and teleporting all over the place to the point where you're just like, holy shit, that's so awesome! Like at one point, there was a cool fight towards the end of the movie, and my wife is like, that fight was crazy.
Nice.
And my wife is not a big fan of fantasy head. She just watches all this nerd stuff with me because she's an awesome wife.
Sure.
But just as a lifelong Final Fantasy fan, again, with that caveat, I would recommend this movie to basically everyone that's ever played a Final Fantasy game, especially Final Fantasy VI. There's a really cool Easter egg if you've played Final 6 that you will notice pretty quickly in that movie.
My only question: as good as or better than Spirits Within?
Trick question. Listen, I love Ben Affleck as much as the next guy.
No, that was Alec Baldwin.
No, Ben Affleck was in that movie.
Was it really?
Yeah, absolutely. He was like the main dude.
I thought that was Alec Baldwin.
He was in that too.
Oh my god.
Yeah, go ahead, look it up, Vic. Go ahead, look it
Yeah,
up.
looking it up right now.
I'm gonna be right. Ben Affleck was in that movie, and that movie was garbage.
Yeah.
It was horrible. It literally almost sank Square Enix.
It's
Square at the time.
Yeah.
They poured so much money into that.
That's why they had to get. That's why they had to merge with.
They had to merge with Enix.
Yeah.
Correct. Yep.
No.
And it also caused the ousting of Hirobu Sakaguchi,
Who was the founder?
who was the founder and creator of Final Fantasy and led to the rise of
Sephiroth.
Tetsuya Nomura. So I hate that movie.
Yeah.
Well, you're right. Alec Baldwin is in the movie playing a guy who looks like Ben Affleck.
Okay. Sure. I got that mixed up. He looks exactly like Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
He really did.
Especially, I remember seeing that in the theater back in the day with a friend of the show, John Grace.
So did I.
And
Also with friend of the show, John Grace. How weird.
yeah.
Yeah.
And at the very, very end, when it zooms in on Alec Baldwin's character's face, like he's gonna wake up, and he just never does. It's so weird. God, that movie was terrible. Oh, it was so bad.
To this day, I legit don't understand the plot of that movie.
Nope. There were phantoms
Mhm.
that if they touch you, you die.
Right. Where'd they come from? What was the reason? Why? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. Moving on.
Maybe they should do a 40-hour game of that. Vic, what you been up to? It's been a few weeks since you've been, because you missed the Overwatch episode. I know you've been watching a few things. What have you been up to?
Oh man, just a few things. Started off the new semester last week, so I'm back in the swing of things. Also been watching some movies, some of which we'll get into with our main topic.
Yep.
One of the movies that I will be talking about right now is Hell or High Water, which is actually my favorite movie all year so far. And Hell or High Water, it's this independent modern day western which just came out a couple weeks ago.
Better than Civil War?
I'd say so. I enjoyed it more than Civil War, and that's considerable. And Civil War is a great film too, but it's my third favorite. But Hell or High Water, it's a really cool independent modern day western film. Stars Ben Foster and Chris Pine, and they play two brothers who rob small town banks in West Texas. And the reason why they're robbing these banks is because their family home has been foreclosed on, and the bank's about to take it in a week. So they have to get all this money to keep the family home afloat. So what they do is like they hit up these small town banks and they rob them. And how they go about it is really interesting because they actually have a certain plan in place, and like their whole methodology of like robbing these banks and not getting caught, like only taking small bills, for example, and not like the big bank notes, and using different getaway cars and whatnot. And as they're robbing banks, these two Texas Rangers, one of which played by Jeff Bridges, and this other dude.
Of course, Jeff Bridges is in the Western. I like it.
Oh yeah, he's kind of like a modern day version of his character from True Grit.
Mm-hmm.
And also this other guy, Gil Birmingham. And what's great about the film is that just everything, like the acting is excellent. This is definitely Chris Pine's best acting job I've seen him do.
Better than Captain Kirk?
Yeah, I'd say so.
I call bullshit.
Hey, you should definitely see the movie. And Ben Foster was terrific because Ben Foster, he's really good at playing these like really dangerous, crazy characters, and he was awesome in it too, and of course Jeff Bridges is also great too. And the story is just really engrossing.
Okay.
Like you just follow it, and it's like it kind of takes a few unpredictable turns here and there, but you're just riveted throughout, and it looks really cool. And just like if you're a fan of like really cool crime thrillers and really nice independent features and something unique, something that's different from the big blockbusters, many of which have kind of not flopped, but kind of.
Yeah, we'll get into that a little bit later.
Yeah, then Hell or High Water is a film I highly recommend. I think it's still playing, I believe, in a couple theaters in Rhode Island. But if you have a chance to see it, you should definitely go check it out because it's awesome. So yeah, that's my favorite film all year. Yako?
Shout out to former guest Angela. She's watching right now. Vilna wants to know, Vic, what's your take on the Black Panther cast?
Black Panther cast, I am very impressed by it. I can't wait for February 2018. I mean, Lupita Nyong'o, who else?
Michael B. Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan, and of course Chadwick Boseman. Can't go wrong.
Denai Guerrero.
Yes,
Yeah.
Denai Guerrero, yes.
Are there any?
I really like this live audience interaction thing.
Oh, yeah,
Interesting.
cool. I like it.
So yeah, Hell or High Water, check it out. And on the video game front, I've been playing, I just completed on the PS4, Deus Ex, Mankind Divided.
Oh, nice. Hey, I'll be borrowing that, Vic. Appreciate it.
Just take it. You finished it, let them use it.
Well, I'm in the middle of New Game Plus, though.
Man, I'm just kidding, bro. Overwatch, get out of here.
But Deus Ex Mankind Divided. This is actually a really cool sequel, an awesome sequel to the 2011 game Deus Ex Human Revolution, and this game it takes place 2 years after Human Revolution, and the game follows Adam Jensen, who's this augmented, who's basically this cyborg, who's working with Interpol to investigate these terrorist attacks by this group called the Augmented Rights Coalition. And throughout it, it's like full of like corporate espionage and sort of political intrigue, things like that. And the game is just it's excellent with like the stealth gameplay. It's excellent, and what's great is that if you wanted to take a run and gun approach, then the game is actually much more fine tuned for that as well. So if you wanted to go in guns a-blazing, the game's much more better optimized.
That's usually what I do with stealth games. I start off slow and then I give up.
Yeah.
And I'm really bad at it and just start blowing shit up. So that's good to know.
Yeah, and it's really cool. As far as the story goes, I was aware ahead of time that apparently Eidos was actually planning to split the main storyline into like two more games to form a new trilogy. So there are a few intriguing story elements that are introduced early on in the game that don't get resolved at all by the time the game's over.
Okay.
Like for example, one of the big things early on in the game is Adam Jensen. Like he discovers that he has these hidden augments in his body that he was not aware of, like these new abilities that he could unlock, but it would like overclock his system. So he tries to figure out where he got these hidden augments from, but the game never answers that question. So it's like sequel baiting for like the next one.
God, I hate sequel baiting so much. As I've said on this show before.
Yeah, and plus I've also
Because
heard,
video games a little bit different though.
Yeah, and plus I also heard that apparently Square Enix had their grubby corporate palms in the development of the game, like by introducing microtransactions and things like that. So I think that's some of the reasons why the game wasn't as perfect as it could have been.
Gotcha.
But it's still an amazing game. So you should definitely check it out if you're into awesome stealth gameplay. And also definitely check out Human Revolution, the director's cut for the PS3, which is a much more polished version of the original game, like better boss battles and also smoother textures as well.
I'm sure they'll come out with some sort of collection at some point, which I'll probably wind up picking up for the PS4 Neo, which we'll talk about in a few weeks because I heard the rumblings for that.
I think they have an event this week.
I believe
this
they do.
week that event is scheduled.
I believe so.
Might be tomorrow, so we should get details on that pretty soon.
Yeah.
I'm super excited about that.
Yeah.
Actually,
Our wonderful social media manager posted out on the site.
I can't wait. I can't wait to see how Overwatch and Final 15 look on the Neo. It's gonna be so delicious.
So ready for Final Fantasy 15 right now. I'm just
Seriously.
ready for a good RPG. I haven't played one and I don't even know what
I looked at all of the upcoming releases, and there's literally nothing that is going to pull me away from Overwatch until that.
Maybe that's why they set it out a little bit.
Well, there's Last Guardian, October 25th.
Oh. Not for me.
We'll see.
Um,
I'll check the reviews
yeah.
on that. That might do it.
Mm.
But Overwatch's got his claws in with big deep Vic.
Yeah.
It's pretty. Season 2 of competitive just kicked off, and I started playing competitive Vic.
Words.
It's legit.
Okay.
Super legit.
All right.
I'm enjoying it greatly.
I'm gonna get into that a little bit too, and we'll definitely talk about that in some future shows. Carl Bird,
Yeah.
what have you been up to?
A lot.
Wow, Carl Bird.
Yeah. Well, we had a couple of weeks off, so I mean, I had a lot to get to. Been watching my usual shows, Ballers, the WWE Cruiserweight Classic. I actually like finished 2 seasons of shows. Season 2 of Narcos just came out Friday,
Okay.
and I already finished it. Yes.
Wow.
It's
Dang,
amazing.
I've heard that's good.
Oh, it's real good. It's
Tell me
real
about
good.
it, Carl.
I'm
Tell
gonna
me
get it.
about Give me the summary, Carl.
It's basically the conclusion of the story of Pablo Escobar.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
What's it like?
Intense. Extremely intense.
What would you compare it to, Carl?
Like
Hold on. So I know they just renewed that for a few seasons. It concludes Pablo Escobar's story. So they're gonna do another story, or
it's gonna pick up where it left off. There is a cliffhanger. I'm not gonna get into it because I don't want to like spoil it for anybody. But yeah, there's a cliffhanger, and then wow, this is called summary. But yeah, it does conclude with the story of Pablo Escobar. It's based on a true story, so that I can't. It's impossible to spoil. He's dead.
Oh man, come on! Now I'm not gonna watch the show. Thanks a
Damn,
lot.
Carl.
Really? Was
What
you?
a jerk.
Did you know that Eazy died straight out of Compton?
What?
You could have at least given a spoiler alert,
Dude, man.
Carl.
I'm pretty sure the promotional material has his like dead body. So there you
You just Google it.
Yeah.
You could just literally just Google it.
So what's Narcos season 3 gonna be about,
go.
Carl?
Han Solo gets stabbed.
You'll see. If you watch the ending, I'll give my review in a few weeks. Where it gives people time to actually watch it. Hopefully you would watch it. 10 episodes a season, worth it.
I don't know,
So-
Carl. It's a lot of not Overwatch.
You'll be alright. You'll be alright. I also watched another show on Netflix called The Get Down. So it takes place back in the Bronx in 1977. One of the it takes place in the early days of hip hop, like when it really first started. With Grandmaster Flash and DJ Kool Herc, the founding fathers of hip hop. Excuse me.
Yep.
So I'm actually gonna get more into that possibly next week. Because like I said, as a retired b-boy, that took me just back, and the soundtrack was off the hook. So, but the main thing I did want to get into was a book that I finished reading in a couple of days. Is My Voice by Angie Martinez.
Okay.
Very good book. It's basically her memoirs, from her time, her humble beginnings, growing up in Washington Heights, getting into hip hop, and all the way up to her recent move from Hot 97 to New York's rival station, Power 105. So it starts off with humble beginnings, growing up in Washington Heights. Her family life. How this is actually I actually recommended this to a friend of mine, and she got hooked when I told her this part. She actually smoked crack.
Oh damn, India smoking crack though?
It was only a one time thing. So. But yeah, she got tricked into smoking crack. She didn't know what it was, and they were
Hold
like,
up,
"Yo."
she got tricked into smoking crack?
Yeah, nobody told her what it was.
And she just smoked it?
It was rock
Yeah.
candy. It was rock candy.
And everybody they was like, "Yo, we gotta do this again." But then once she really started seeing what crack would do to people, seeing people sell stolen VCRs for a fix and all that, she was like, "All right, nah, I'm done with this." So then it
But
moved
she
on.
only did it one time, Carl.
But that's what,
Okay, alright.
that's what everybody's like, "Oh my God, she
Seems
smoked crack."
like a lie.
Read the book.
I'm gonna have to say she probably smoked crack more than once. I'm calling BS on that one, Carl.
Read the book.
Nah, probably not.
Read the book. And then later on, it goes into her slight involvement with the whole East Coast West Coast rivalry between Biggie and Tupac, and that's just I was reading that, I felt sad. I was like, wow, this really was just a dark period of time. And she actually had a interview with Tupac. Tupac would not interview anybody else but her. So Tupac flew her out to California, brought her some New York style pizza, and they had a 2-hour interview. And as she came back, and she was only able to play 12 minutes of it. Because he was, trying to stress that, hey, this is not, I don't hate a whole coast. It's just that one particular person, not one particular person, meaning Biggie. So, of course, everybody knows what happened. That they both passed away.
Come on, man. Pac and Biggie are gone, man. Don't feed into the conspiracy theories. Yeah, they're chilling with Elvis in the Dominican
That
Republic.
hologram looks super real, Vic.
So, she attended Biggie's funeral, rode in the car with Mary J. Blige. Mary J. Blige is actually one of her closest friends. So,
Do you have any proof the holograms are real, Vic? Because I don't. I think that was just really Tupac on that stage.
Pac's been dead for 20 years, dude.
Not according to that hologram.
Holograms are 3D. Are we really having this discussion?
I've seen a lot of pictures, grainy pictures, on the internet.
Right.
On the Google machine.
Right.
Yes, and his head is shaved.
Oh, Tupac. That's not Sasquatch at all. That's pictures of Tupac.
Continue, Carl.
Alright. So then, of course, another part, she got into a fight with Wendy Williams.
No.
Yeah, so, kind of minor, but, she didn't slander anybody, which was probably one of the best parts of this book, because, she swore a lot, but she told her story,
Boring.
she was very classy about it. Then it goes on to her involvement in the Nas and Jay-Z battle, the 50 Cent Cameron interview, the Lox and Diddy, the Chris Brown situation post Rihanna.
All right, Carl. Now, you said there was no slander. Was there any libel?
Read the book.
Perfect.
All right, Carl.
Read the book. I
Thanks,
highly recommend it. It literally became instantly one of my favorite.
Hey, Carl.
So
What
if
are our
you
fans saying, Carl?
Well, Candida said here to support my brother and his friends. Hi, Candida.
Hi. Yeah, my sisters are the best. Way better than all your hosts.
I don't know who Paul Faria is.
Paul Faria, FMF, what's up?
I know he's an FMF for life.
Yeah.
Modern Warfare Redux.
Call of Duty clan. He knows what's up. That's fantastic. Yeah. Paul and I go way back to the Xbox 360 days.
Well, thank him for the support, man. It's
Yeah.
real nice.
Yeah.
Thanks, Paul. Appreciate that.
That's sweet. Anything else, Colbert?
No, that's pretty much it. Shout out to my cousin Antoine. He was watching. My boy Peter. He was watching too. Was good, y'all. Thanks for supporting.
So sorry about the little mic movement noise. I can't wait till Carl gets his own mic next week.
Yeah.
It's like calculated error.
So we made some big movers and shakers this past week and get all some of the new equipment. We may have underestimated our need for what we needed, I guess. So we're gonna fix that for next week. Don't worry, Colbert. We will get some mic stands for you.
Another shout out. Shout out to Maurice's best bae, watching right now.
Thanks, babe. You're the best babe. I actually took a special edition of My Bae Best Bae and sent it to Carl Bird this weekend from Mystic Seaport.
Yes,
Oh,
you did.
wow. Look at you guys.
And it was a bottle of beer.
That's all it was.
Actually, speaking of Jessica, I didn't really play too much this week. I was getting this room or office or studio, whatever, prepared. Get some bookcases built up. The posters. Everything's actually looking really nice. This is really nice.
I gotta get up
yeah,
there.
Carl Bird will definitely do a little tour of the place.
There we
It's
go.
nice.
That Super Mario Brothers 3 poster might be my favorite.
That was fantastic. I can't see it,
That's pretty legit.
which upsets me.
I gotta say,
because
that's
it looks really
legit
awesome.
as hell.
But that's a great background too that we have with Star Wars. Vic, do you wanna?
Yeah, so we got double-sided poster boards back here. One of Kylo Ren, and we got another one of from The Force Awakens,
Yep.
Episode 7.
I like it.